I haven't done this on this channel before, but I guess why not? It would be something very cool to do. And, well, that content is stuck at 80. It's stuck at 81. The other one's 43. I'm not sure if this even, I guess all right, I'll do it anyways. But still, okay, let's try to freaking figure out how to make Zyuohger into a Power Ranger season. I'm gonna hate the whole split into 20 freaking episodes each. It's like, but I found something very cool to actually do to make sure that you get gut punched, that Sabans get gut punched and they realize that they should never skip a Power Ranger season ever again. Let's go with what I got. So first things first is I was thinking about how in the freaking world will we deal with Zyuland along with everything else. And it's simple. Of course, yes, I'm actually watching the other guy. His name is Japanime, and they didn't explain the cubes and why the stuff, so why not do it the awesome way? Let's just say that when it comes to the cubes, there is a company that's full of scientists, and they're trying to create the next best thing. They're trying to become on top, and they found something is up with freaking cubes, that they figured out some way to use cubes in a certain crazy way. Yeah, I mean, by the Rubik's Cube, you could actually show like some technology, like the fact of because of a Rubik's Cube, after solving it, they were able to summon a car or some kind of crap. So they decide to actually try to make into weapons and stuff. And not to mention, they found that they could actually, crazy enough, make some cube trees and stuff. So instead of actually being crazy enough and planting them on Earth, they somehow stumble upon a pocket dimension. Or technically we could say they created a pocket dimension, but it turns out that pocket dimension actually is Zyuohger. So Zyuohger is barren. Zyuohger is actually very, very barren. There's nothing there, and they plant the cubes and everything. And I would say by science and craziness, and you know how it is. Like, for instance, for us, yeah, here's a little science note, is that without trees, we'll freaking damn die. So if Zyuohger is barren, but all of a sudden they plant those weird cubes, and those cubes start growing into weird stuff, then all of a sudden you have life forms. Thus, the Jew people. Yes, thus all the animal people have came to be. And of course, the scientists are like, whoa, what the frick? Whoa. Yeah. And then it would be kind of cool to actually make it so that there's like 6 people ran from it. Yeah, they have a portal and everything, and they created something to help, which is, of course, the freaking big cube. And the messed up part is that 6 of them ran. 6 of them ran out of that freaking portal and ran for it. Thus, that's why they had to actually make some keys. Yeah, they had to make the keys. And of course, for those who actually watched Zyuohger, you know which ones who ran. You have Larry ran, Birdo ran, you have the crocodile, you have the wolf, you have the rhino, and there's like one more. Oh, we could say Jew whale. Yeah, we have the whale guy as well, but that's just a backup, just in case, which I think, I'm not sure on that one, but yeah. So they ran, and they're like, oh, frick, we gotta keep everything safe so we don't have another breach because, well, by our craziness, we actually created life, or we were able to make life sustainable over there. And since life is not sustainable and you have lots of breaches running around, it's like, oh, frick, what the frick we're going to do? And they've been looking for them. And here's the big point before anyone says, but they look like animals. How the frick can they not tell they look like animals? And this is the perfect part. It's the fact of these are not like the Jew land or the Jew animals in Zyuohger. Instead, they're kind of like what some people say. It's like, you know, evolution crap, the fact of we're, in quotations, evolved by primates. Let's say that in Jewland, there's crazy stuff. Like, for instance, there's some who evolved from elephants, some who actually evolved from lizards and everything else. Thus, Yeah, they look human, but sadly there are some qualities to them that doesn't seem human. Yeah, but you have to actually truly look at them and notice, because with a simple just little glance, you wouldn't know that they're not human. And that's why exactly how you're going to be like, oh, but how come they can't find them if, yeah. So that's what happened. They all ran for it and they explored the new world. But of course, you know what happened to 3 out of the 5/6. You know what happened to them. They got freaking abducted. And you know, we could actually use that to the crazy part, the fact of they got abducted and those aliens actually were impressed by what happened. The fact that they're like, these species never existed before, not like what we see down here. Well, I need to tell my enforcement. So he goes, and then all of a sudden, oh, frick, here's an alien invasion that might be coming. And technically, we could say maybe they found a groundbreaking thing because of what happened with that. And since that's groundbreaking, the aliens see it as a threat. I don't know why they see it as the threat, but they see it as a threat. So since they see it as a threat, and plus they might even notice the fact of there's some like cube DNA or some kind of crap that gives away that they are using cube technology, which they were trying to get, but they couldn't. And heck, you could even put the point of where it's like, oh, we can't figure out how to do cube technology. We're getting close to it, and heck, we actually did some, but you guys have better handle on it, and we want to have your technology. So give it to us, or we're going to screw you over and destroy crap, and then most likely try to destroy the world. So they have a big crazy part of where it's like, yes, hand it over or we destroy the world, and that's when they have to actually plan. Thus, the Power Rangers show up. They decided to pick 4. Yeah, they decided to pick 4 because they think that 4 could actually do a decent job. So that's what they did, and heck, we could even make it to the part of where we got RPM going on / overdrive going on, where you have the main scientist has maybe a nephew, maybe his own son. He's like, Dad, they need a leader as well. I'm doing it. And it's like, no, son, we need to find a good candidate from that other dimension. It's like, no, I'm doing this. And yeah, it's like, no, I'm doing this. And here we go. Yeah, here we go. And well, of course, that doesn't explain anything, which I'm not sure. But heck, we could actually go to the fact of if it was a nephew or son. Oh man, wouldn't that be crazy? The fact of his son actually is from that dimension as well. And since he couldn't have children because he's been working all the time, he adopted a kid from there. And that's how he's able to transform. And yeah, it's like, that's how he's able to transform. And he had no choice but to actually get those keys and actually make those keys into morphers because, well, right now they're kind of out of stuff they could do. That's how it goes. That is how it goes. And of course, the ones who ran away, the ones who just ran out of the portal and ran for it, I think we could actually say that because of them, that's why the cubes are all around the place. It's because they hit them. Of course, you do have to admit, though, the big octopus. How do you explain that? And I'm like, oh, well, that's going to be hard to explain. That's going to be hard. Plus, I don't think really the octopus is necessary. And besides, the octopus, why do you not use it for the other Megazords? It's just used for the original one, which I'm like, it seems like a waste. So that's what it is. Like, yeah, that's a waste. So that saves it because the octopus is not going to be showing up. And since they need 40 episodes, not 50, actually they have 48. So that means that they have to scratch like a few episodes. So the ones that featured octopus, which I think might be 3 or 4, there you go. So now you just have 44. So you have 4 to deal with to get rid of. And heck, if it's actually 8 that the octopus is showing up in, there we go. You just got to adapt those right there, which is very, very cool. Very, very cool. So they trained the other four, and thanks to actually having the cubes with them, which technically I would have to say maybe, just maybe, the Red Ranger already had the cube with him. Yeah, it's like, yeah, he had his own cube, and maybe you could say that only 5 were needed to open it. So yeah, you have that golden cube, and well, here's the fun kicker part. It turns out that one of the ones that ran from the breach actually returned to the scene of the crime in a nice little outfit of him being a scientist. And yes, I know it's very stupid. They don't have clearance or anything. But yeah, so he grabs the golden key and walks away. Yeah, they can make a new one, which of course they make a brand new one, but that one actually is not fit to make anyone morph or anything. So he grabs the golden key, walks out, just walks out like a big shot, and they don't freaking damn know. And then all of a sudden, of course, they use the security cameras like, that's him! Oh my gosh, he came back! You didn't notice he came back! We need to get him and put him back in there! Yeah, so, yep, here we go again with that little search. Yes, here we go again with that wild goose taste of a search to actually find out where the hell are the freaking, I don't know, hybrids, Jew animals, Jew people. Yeah, it's like, yes, now we're going to look for them again because, well, one of them stole. We don't know which one, but yeah, one of them stole, and now we have to look for him. It's kind of funny. I was like, yeah, so there we go. And then same thing goes on. The fact of the Rangers save the day. There's a few that are hidden and they find them eventually. Awesome. And yeah, it's like a guy hid them, and I don't know which one we could say hid them. I guess technically the 3 might have hid them. Maybe. Yeah, so the 3 that just disappeared, at least the good news is they hid them before anything. We could actually say that maybe they have one of them. Or maybe the fact of, I'm not sure. I would have to say maybe that's how it works. It's the fact of they go to that pocket dimension, and that's where they actually work. They get lots of freaking technicians and stuff. Heck, they even teach the Jew people to actually how to do architecture and mechanical stuff, and they are creating the Zords. Yes, all the Zords are being created just for safety measures because, well, you know, and they're scientists, and plus to actually have the government on your side, which that's definitely will help with the fact of we have deterrence just in case there's a meteor that happens. It's like, yes, we got these Zords that could actually save us. And it was like, oh, all right, here's more money. Keep doing that. And that's how it goes. It's like, yeah, they're getting paid by the government to create more Zords, create more weapons. And instead of military, which on the other hand, I guess you could say the military might actually do it, but that takes a long time to actually be like, yes, they actually got 5 military people. They got injected by something to actually help them be able to use it and enhance their powers and stuff, which kind of works, but kind of never mind on that. I prefer the fact of they just got the Jew people because, well, in scientist terms, they are technically replaceable. But of course, for the Red Ranger being his adopted son, I'll say adopted son. Because if we do a nephew part, then that means that we have a good touching part of where his sister couldn't give birth and they both tried. The husband and the sister both tried. They couldn't. He decided to give him the baby. And well, now, yeah, mama's worried. Yeah, and the uncle's like, oh, God, no. But, yeah, there we go. That actually would make a good thing. It would be very, very cool. I don't know what to... I guess technically, yeah, you could still do the mind games part because we have this one bastard who actually does play mind games. Oh, that is the pirate guy. Yeah. So the pirate guy shows up, and the pirate guy, this is where it's like, oh man, this is so good. Oh, freaking jeez. But of course, it comes at a cost. That means that they're going to actually have to demand to Japan because, well, Bandai Japan apparently owns all of this. It's like, that's kind of funny. It's like, yes, they own all of this. I have a video, Throwback Thursday, that has been blocked worldwide. Was it Toei who did it? No, it was Bandai Japan. So I'll have to say Toei is not really running the show. So hopefully, if they can, because they did it way, way back in the day where they're like, we need more freaking footage. We do need more footage. Can you make it for us? That's what I kind of would hope. But this time, we're going to have a turn. Instead of actually having Gokaigers, aka Super Mega Force, frick them. Frick them. No, you already wrecked them. Don't drag them into this crap either. Instead, we're replacing them with Tokyuger. That's right, folks. The skipped Ranger team gets to have a time to shine for 2 episodes. For 2 episodes. But still, it would be kind of cool. So instead, you actually have Tokyuger, who are actually having to deal with this pirate guy, or this alien. And, of course, I think, replace the pirate guy with someone from Tokyuger. It's like, replace someone with someone very cool from Tokyuger, put him in there, there you go, give him that ability. Heck, you can actually modify him so he can have a hook or something, or make a staff with a hook. Either way. So there you go, and then the Tokyuger, these Rangers are here to stop him because he is there to take something. And what's worse is that it's something that they really need to use. Now, of course, yes, we have this point of where kids will be like, where the frick did they come from? And that will be the awesome part of where it's like, let's see what happens, Sabans. If kids are actually like, who are they? Who the fuck are they? Where they came from? Who are they? We want to see more of them. That's when I'm going to be like, you said trains are not good for children, but look at their curiosities. They are continuing on with this, trying to figure out who they are. Now, the messed up part has to be the fact of the thing that they need, which, of course, is Cube Whale. It's like, Cube Whale is one thing they need. I'm not sure about that part of how they need them, but on the other hand, I guess technically Cube Whale will help them with undersea missions. That might be what's going on here, is that there's something underwater that they really need, and they need Cube Whale. So that's why they're there. And they have a big fight against the Rangers. Yeah, they have a big fight against all the Rangers because they need it. I guess the messed up part would be the fact of, I guess it's a good idea to actually omit the Special Ranger. The Special 6 Ranger. A good idea to omit him. Because if you omit him, that means that you have 4 against 4. And as for the 5th Ranger, I guess that'll work. Other hand, I guess technically if we would do this right, and I don't want to spoil the 6th Ranger. I don't want to spoil it. But on the other hand, if we do spoil the 6th Ranger, then everyone's going to be like, holy frick, there is an Orange Ranger. Oh my gosh, an Orange Ranger. And that's going to be like, oh, damn, Sabans. Good luck calming that fire down. Good luck with that. Oh, you're going to give them just action figures? They're not going to just want action figures, man. They don't just want action figures. Of course, I guess technically from Super Mega Force, no one's uprising saying we want to see more of those Rangers. So technically, I guess you could say it won't really become a messed up fire. But I think chances are they will ask, we would like to have freaking figures up. Yeah, okay, let's continue on, shall we? So we have all that done. And of course, how they resolve it, very simple, is that the other Rangers that are mystery to everyone, not just you Rangers, the Blue Ranger is able to go down there in the water along with the 6th Ranger. I guess maybe technically you have the 6th Ranger trying to solve things. So you have the 6th Ranger going down deep and trying to get that special thing, which actually, why not make it one of their trains? So one of their trains, I don't know which special train they had for the movie, but get that special train, and there you go. Heck, you could actually make the train look like the galleon from Super Mega Force. Yeah, I know. Oh, God. But still, it's like, it's a good idea to actually have that. So it's like, there it is. Here's the ship. So now they actually could go into the water and stuff like that. And they go off, and then you have this stupid jerk to still deal with. And there you go. There you go. Yeah. Don't even need freaking Troy and the other idiots. You don't even need them. You just need to replace them and then have a good ball with this. And chances are you're going to have to make no more action figures. Heck, I bet they even would like to have that little toy they have in their hands, that freaking train right there. And it'll be funny that that sells out. If that sells out, oh, frick. Looks like you guys have been total idiots. Which that's what I would like to see. It's like, you guys got proven wrong. Kids do want trains. Our kids will actually don't care. They just want that thing because they saw it on TV. And if the other Rangers were going crazy after it, chances are they would like to have it too. Now, as for Cube Whale, that's the interesting part. It's like, how does Cube Whale / if there was 6 that ran away? I'm not sure on that one. Well, technically, it would be the same thing that happens with Larry. And side note, I think Larry should be cast as a black person. Yes. Yeah, he needs to be a brother. Not only that, but I think just because, well, crazy enough, they made Larry to speak Spanish. That's okay. But we can do better than that, folks. We can do better than that. We have freaking Larry speak Swahili, baby. He knows Swahili. That's how we're going to do this. Yes, because gorillas are found in Africa. Why not have Swahili in freaking names? So at least the good crazy part about this is that, which is kind of funny. It's like, yeah, in Go Busters, kids can kind of learn what French. They can learn a little bit of French. In Zyuohger, they learn a bit of Spanish. Sadly, we continue to skip the idea of we could actually benefit from that. But yeah, whatever, frick it. Frick it. This time around, why not we actually just bring Swahili into this? Yeah, Swahili would be cool. It's like, yeah, you could just do some Swahili, just a bit of Swahili, you know? He still talk, but he does like some Swahili, like, hey, friend, and stuff like that, you know? That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Anyways, so it goes down the same exact way. There is some infighting, which is very cool. That would be freaking cool. And let's just end with a 6 Ranger because nothing changes afterwards. It's the same thing. It's just that no blood game. Instead, is give us the technology or we continue to freaking screw over your world. Give us the technology or freaking screw over your world. That's what it continues on to be, is that he wants the technology, give it to us, or I'll screw over your freaking damn world. And the good news is that by the end, which I guess you could actually make the Rangers lose, and then you have the scientists, the main scientists, and they're like, no, don't do it. Yeah, and sadly, the scientists give him the chip to do technology, and well, he uses it to improve himself. Of course, that's what Genesis did. So, and technically, I would like the name Genesis. Yeah, Genesis. That will be his new name, Master Genesis. That would be his new name. But still, that would be kind of cool. And, well, of course, the professor might get killed in this part. Yeah, the scientist might get killed. But, of course, no. This is Power Rangers. So, no, he doesn't get killed. But still, he could actually get kind of hurt. And, of course, yeah, we didn't mention about the 6th Ranger. So, yeah, 6th Ranger and 7th Ranger. Oh, my gosh. Yes, there's a 7th Ranger. So, the 6th Ranger is very simple. They just abduct someone, and they're trying to figure out how the frick to do this, too. So, they get actually a normal human being, and they actually kill. Damn, I can't. I don't know how to freaking do this. This part is weird. This part is not going to be easy. Actually, I think no. I think the better idea would be actually, no, you can't do that either. The other idea would be take their blood, doing some stuff with it, and then injecting it to the normal human, and there you go. Turn him into a superhuman. So that would be something kind of cool to do, you know? Something kind of cool to do. I wish you could actually do it, but sadly, Power Rangers don't really condone that. So I guess they could actually do the following of where they just put coins inside of them and then the morpher will absorb the 3 that they abducted. Or heck, you could actually turn the three into the cube animals, and then they are able to actually create a very special chip or whatever or something and then put it on the freaking Six Ranger, thus being able to be powerful enough to become their ranger. I guess that will do. That might actually do it. And of course, yes, the Rangers, the Zords, they could either A, create the Zords by noticing what's going on with the 3D abducted. Just by them, they could actually create the Zords, which I guess might make sense. But on the other hand, we could actually just have the three. They created their own special Zords, and they ran because, well, they don't want their Zords to actually be used for military purposes. Yeah, and then they got abducted, and now this goes to evil hands. But sadly, they are now complete prisoners, and I really wish we could just make them go away, which that could be a good idea. So, yeah, infuse them somewhere, and then there we go. But sadly, you don't want to do that, which is kind of bullcrap. As for the ending, it's like, yeah, how does the ending work? I don't know. I think the ending will be very, very interesting where it's like, yes, we allow them to not be in that world anymore. That they could actually come out and be a family and be in the world as well. So yeah, just have them associate themselves outside. So that's kind of cool. And some can stay, which some do stay, and they become scientists and they continue on with the work that needs to be done because, well, the city doesn't rebuild itself. And that's what they do, is that they also now become ones who rebuild. So that's what they're doing, and they're using cube technology to help rebuild. So that's how it goes. As for the Seventh Ranger, yes, the mysterious ranger, the mysterious person that went into their place, and they didn't even know he went into their place until later, he also becomes a ranger. He was able to access it, but sadly, for some crazy reason, which I guess technically you could say that he gave his nephew slash son, I don't know which way you want to go with it, he gave him that little lock key, most likely just to be like, you're my son, I love you, have this with you, or maybe heck, this is how he gets in because, well, he's just a random kid. It's like, yeah, they might not know him or something. So just in case anyone gives him any trouble, they're like, here, look at this. And it's like, oh, wow, you're his son. So it's like a kind of badge that he has. And he fashioned it. Crazy enough, it's like the others were created all by themselves. But the gold one was fashioned out of the regular one that he has. So that's why there's a weird connection between the two. Not to mention that, I guess crazy enough, you could say that it's his brother. You could say it could be his brother. Could say that's his uncle, and that's why he always protects him as well. It's like, yeah, he's his uncle. He's his actual biological uncle that's actually protecting him as well. We could say it's his father, but that's stretching it way too much because it's like, oh, geez, then the scientist looks like a bad guy because you just took his son away from him and give him to your sister and brother-in-law, or heck, you did it for selfish reasons because you can't have children because you spend too long in a lab, and it's like, yeah, so that's kind of being mean. That is kind of being a bit mean. So I say let's make him an uncle. As for what happened to his actual parents, I'd rather not even think about that right now because, well, yeah, they're made. They're made from crazy science. So he has no idea who's father or whatever. So that's how it goes. So anyways, that is my adaptation of Zyuohger to a Power Ranger series. I actually did Ninja Steel better, though. I have to say Ninja Steel was a better concept. But sure, why not? Let's keep it as this. So comment down below if you like this. If you don't like it, well, it's rough. It's freaking rough. I didn't really care for this one. Ninja Steel was very, very easy and straightforward to actually do. And if you actually want to hear about Ninja Steel's adaptation that I created and came up with, comment down below. And eventually I might actually do it. So thank you for watching.